Hello friends, this is your buddy and host Yashu Gola. Welcome back. I hope you and your family are doing well. The video is basically a response to our dear viewers who wanted me to analyze certain altcoins, because that's what Coin Chapter is all about. We listen to our viewers and provide them with the analysis of the tokens they desire the most. So I will combine the analysis of their preferred altcoins into this video. We have plenty of interesting ones. There is Cardano, Neo Protocol, there is Fetch AI, there is Dogecoin, there is Ethereum, there is BNB, and there's many more out there. So see you on the other side. All right, so let's jump straight into Cardano. Here's the daily chart of ADA USD, and there's a lot going on here, so I'll break it down for you. First up, let's just talk about the basics. Cardano is currently priced at around $0.460. It is showing a slight decrease of 1.37% today. And we are using a candlestick to represent daily price movements, a daily price chart. So let's highlight the EMA as well. We are looking at a 50, 100 EMA, 100 EMA and 200 EMA. The price is actually trading below these three key EMA indicator lines, which is a bearish sign. Next, check out the relative strength index here. The current RSI value is around 46.05, putting it in the neutral zone. This means that market is not overbought, it's not even oversold, it's a very balanced sentiment between sellers and buyers. So we could see movements in either direction soon. Moving further, there is a Fibonacci retracement graph I have drawn from this low point of 0.240 to this high point of 0.784, and as of now we can see that the price is bouncing between these two Fibonacci levels, which is 0.618 coinciding with $0.448 and 0.5 Fibonacci, which is coinciding with $0.512. So in case we see a bounce from this lower Fibonacci level, that is at 0.448, the bounce can last toward the 0.512, 12% up. So this is the upside of Cardano in the near term. By the end of May, we can look at price really bouncing from here, which is also true because of this lower trend line of the triangle pattern that is developing right now. It always bounces by testing this lower trend line. And the same is getting repeated as of 28 May. And we might see a bounce here. So there is a short-term upside opportunity in Cardano. So good thing for day traders. But here is where things get quite interesting. This symmetrical triangle pattern, because the price is actually a bearish pennant. Reason? Because it's characterized by this long downtrend, and then the price starts fluctuating, consolidating inside this triangle-like pattern in the short term. So it can be qualified as a bear pennant. So bear pennant has a very great technical rule. It simply means that the chances of the price breaking down further below is higher than going upside. That happens, we take the height of previous downtrend and we put it to the potential breakout point, and then we get the normal targets. So if the price starts breaking out right now, like suppose it's break down below this pennant range tomorrow from the 0.5 range, so then price's target is 0.291, and that is about 35% low. So by the end of June, the price of Cardano can crash by more than 35% if it breaks down by tomorrow. That's the rule. But suppose if the price wants to fluctuate further, we can see it breaking down from this apex point, and then the price will come to 0.310, again a 35.96% drop from the breakout point. From the current price level, it's around 32.84% drop. This is the target range we have for May and June, 0.291 to 0.310. I would not be buying Cardano for now. I would rather wait for a breakdown, wait for the right dip to get back into the market. So that is where we finish our ADA analysis, and let's go ahead with the next one. Neo token. Let's find out what's happening with this one. We are basically using the same set of technical indicators as we were using in the Cardano chart. We have these three exponential moving averages. We have the relative strength index on the daily chart frame, and we are using, of course, the daily candlestick chart pattern. Let's come to the RSI first. The RSI is at 55.26. It's a very neutral area. Simply means that buyers and sellers, they have equal power over the trend right now. You can look at these three EMAs. They are actually holding as support right now, and the price is totally above it. It's a very good sign, a very bullish sign. Why? Because when the price tends to fall from here, then bulls can actually start buying it on these dips toward these EMAs. So these three are holding it quite well. As of, you can see that, in the past as well, when price was actually falling toward these EMAs, there was good like amount of buying momentum, and it eventually blasted upward. So we expect that the price will hold itself above these support levels, these EMA support levels. But the most interesting point to see on this chart is this inverse head and shoulder pattern. An inverse head and shoulder pattern is characterized by these three troughs, and we have to make sure that the middle trough is actually deeper than the other two troughs, which are actually more or less of the equal height. So because of their formation, they look like head and shoulder, but they are inverted, so we call it inverse head and shoulder. An inverse head and shoulder, as a rule of technical analysis, it is a bullish reversal pattern, such as it resolves when the price kind of like breaks above this resistance line. There is a common resistance line of this inverse head and shoulder. So whenever the price breaks above it, it rises by as much as the height of this inverse head and shoulder, which means the deepest point of this head and the neckline, this resistance line, whatever the distance that is how much the price will rise if it breaks out of this resistance line, which brings us to this target of 14.9, almost $15 worth of target. That is approximately 82% above. So I anticipate that if I'll be you, I would be buying here. Basically, I'll be waiting for the confirmation first, because right now we are not looking at any volume. Whenever the price actually tries to break above this resistance line, which is at near 7.98 right now, it should accompany a strong volume right here. So please keep checking out these volume bars as well. So whenever you see a big volume and the price is breaking upward, there is a highly likelihood that the price will rise 80% from here toward 14.92. So this would be my bet for this June. If possible, I can extend it to until July. But overall, near is looking quite bullish to me based on this inverse head and shoulder pattern. But in any case, the price do not really turn into this breakout scenario, then we can expect the price to fall further, and this 200 exponential moving average would be my target in that case. That is near $5. So keep watching. If you see that there is not enough momentum in terms of volume whenever the price breaks out, then I would recommend that do not be overly bullish and overly enthusiastic about price reaching this 14.92 level. In that case, there is a huge chance that the price will return and it will fall down to this 200 EMA level. All right, so we are done with NIA, and now let's move about the world's most amazing and most cutest meme coin ever, Dogecoin. Let's see what's happening with it right now. Well, Dogecoin has pretty bullish sentiment right now. The price is actually trading above its three key EMA indicators, that was 50, 200 and 100, and its RSI is at 56.22. Simply means that sellers and buyers, they are actually of equal power right now. Nobody is overpowering each other. There is a very neutral momentum. But there is a rising wedge pattern. This pattern indicates potential bearish sentiment, and that while prices are rising, the upward momentum is weakening. We have the upper trend line resistance sloping upwards, and we have the lower ascending support basically, and it's also sloping upwards, but with a very lesser gradient. If the price breaks below this lower trend line in the future, it can be here to there, anywhere. So the price's probability of follow further down is very high. And how long can it fall? We just have to take the maximum height of this rising wedge, that is the maximum distance between the upper trend line and the lower trend line, and we just bring this height here, and this is the scale of by which the Dogecoin price can fall in the future, and let's say by June. So near term, yes, Dogecoin is quite bearish, and we are looking at the price falling towards 0.11 to 0.135 range, depending on the point of breakout. So yeah, very bearish. So the next token we are discussing is Ether, which is the native token of Ethereum blockchain. But for this particular analysis, I have switched the time frame from daily to weekly because now Ethereum's fundamentals are also involved after the approval of their spot Ethereum ETFs in the US. There is a strong chances that I think for now we can start taking this token seriously in the longer run. So friends, we are using the same set of technical indicators, only this time they are calculated on the weekly time frame. So we have the EMAs here, 50, 200 and 100, and the price is actually holding them as support for a while, which indicates a very strong bullish momentum. The same can be said by the RSI, which is near 67.15, suggesting it's a very strong bullish sign. But slowly and steadily, it is also getting above 70, which is an overbought area. Whenever the price actually goes above the overbought area, there is a certain amount of correction, as you can see in February-March session as well. Ethereum is a very long-term token to trade. We cannot actually gauge this token on a daily time frame because it can go very volatile because of the changing headlines related to the spot Ethereum ETFs. If we are talking about by the end of October maybe, let's start analyzing from that perspective. The price is holding well above this ascending trend line, which has been there for like many months already, and it is holding even now well. This week, Ethereum price went up by 25.58% after the US Securities and Exchange Commission decided that they will start approving Ethereum ETFs in the future. I mean, should the applicants remove the staking program within their filings. So I think all the applicants, including Fidelity, are on to removing that particular section related to staking. And after that, we can see Ethereum becoming a mainstream asset on Wall Street, which can be followed by billions of inflows. The same what we have seen in the case of Bitcoin ETF since January when its ETF got approved. Ethereum is a very strong token, and we have to consider that while looking at the technical chart. By June or by the end of July, we might even see Ethereum getting to a new record high. The previous one was established at 4817. Oh, sorry, it was 49136. We are just going toward $5,000 in the future. I mean, that is the best bet to grow with, which is why I drew this Fibonacci retracement graph. Because once we break above this 4950 range, and then you see some good news coming about Ethereum ETFs, then there can be a strong bounce towards 7,334. And this could be the price target for October 2024. If we're talking about further, like maybe in December, the price may even keep rising further towards $11,172. I mean, that is what the Fibonacci retracement levels are giving us. Like I said, fundamentally, it has to be a very, very strong year for Ethereum, and it might even surpass Bitcoin in terms of year-to-date price rally. So stay tuned on Ethereum, and buy and hold is what my suggestion would be. I would be doing the same. All right, time for BNB. Let's come to BNB, which is also known as Binance Coin. And this has to be the most perfect bullish setup you can ever see. We are using the same technical indicators, guys. There are 3 EMAs acting as support, which means BNB is continuing its bullish momentum. There is a less chance of it falling further down. And its RSI is at around 54.15, which is a very neutral area. Again, there is a great balance between buyers and sellers. What the most interesting takeaway from the BNB USD daily chart right now is this ascending triangle pattern in an uptrend. So an ascending triangle pattern in an uptrend is actually a bullish continuation pattern. And how does it get resolved? Because it's the same philosophy. The price has to break above the upper trend line with a very strong volume. And if it does, it can rise by as much as the height of the ascending triangle pattern. So if we just take this arrow here, we get the breakout target at around $817. And this can be achieved by the end of June or July, depending on how the breakout turns out to be. If the breakout is very weak, check if the price is rising alongside the volume. If there is an increase in volume, then you can suggest that, yeah, the price is breaking out. But if you see that the volume is weaker, then there is a great chance of a fake out. In that case, the price will return from its upper trend line to the lower trend line. And the lower trend line is coinciding with this 50-day exponential moving average that is near 261. On a weak breakout, we can see the price falling just by 2 or 3%. But if the breakout is successful, the price can actually rise by as much as 36% or 35%, by the end of June. And that is the analysis of BNB. Quite bullish, guys. And the next token we are going to analyze is Solana, that meme coin launcher blockchain project. Let's see how it is doing now. You know, the last few days for Solana has been pretty bad because of its rival Ethereum, because Ethereum's ETF are getting all the way accepted by the US Security and Exchange Commission. Solana has a lot of loss of market to Ethereum in the past few days. Can this continue in the future? The rumors are that if SEC approves Ethereum ETFs, it might pave the way for other security related tokens like Solana or Cardano. They might also get a chance to try their hand out in ETF game. So who knows, I mean, by next year, there can be a Solana ETF. Accountants were already talking about this like a few days ago, that Ethereum ETF approval can enable a Solana ETF as well. Solana has suffered recently because of the Ethereum's gains, but it does not mean that the Solana token will keep falling. This Solana daily chart, Solana trading above its three key averages, 50, 100, it's holding as good support. And from here, it can bounce further. We have its RSI near 50, which is a very neutral zone. Again, a good balance between buyers and sellers. But the most important key takeaway from this chart is this ascending channel. As you can see that Solana is not looking to leave this chart anytime. We have been seeing that it is testing the upper trend line and then falling, and then testing the lower trend line, testing the upper trend line and falling. We are now testing the lower trend line soon. So yes, there can be a slight fall here. The price is falling below its 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, that is at 164.160. The next downside target is at this confluence of support. There are three support levels that are meeting. There is the 0.382 Fibonacci level, that is at $155.75. And then there is the 50-day EMA wave line, which is also coinciding around the same thing, 157. And then we have this ascending trend line, the lower trend line of the ascending channel actually. All these three supports are combining together to provide Solana the support it needs to orchestrate another bounce. If it happens, and I think by the end of May, we will see price following further, but then bouncing above toward this upper trend line of the ascending channel, and that is near 202. Should it happen from now, then we can see the price rising 25% approximately. So this is actually a good setup, but I would say that wait for further confirmation for the price to fall toward this support confluence where these three support lines are meeting. Once it's done, and if you see a bounce with good volume, that is the time you buy and hold until the price actually rises another 25% toward this $200 level. And that could be a good trade, guys. I think I'll be trying that out, and I'll keep you updated through my Twitter ID, and we can actually post about it on Coin Chapter as well. So let us know in the comment section below if you want to follow this trade further. We'll be able to share it with you guys. It completely relies on what you respond to us. And the next token we are going to analyze is XRP, one of the most underperforming token in the past few years, and it's not looking any better right now. So XRP bulls, I'm so sorry that I'm showing you this chart. And XRP bears, you must be very happy that you're going to make some more money by shorting this token. Why? Because you can see yourself, we are using the same indicators. We have three EMA lines here, 50, 100 and 200. Which are acting as resistant right now to the XRP price, itself a bearish sign. And then if we talk about the RSI on the good hand, it's actually in a neutral territory. It's at 51, which means that neither sellers nor buyers are in control of the market right now. But at the same time, and I think it is the most important takeaway, is this ascending triangle chart forming during a downtrend. Basically, it's a downtrend. See, low lows, and then you make this downtrend. So as of late, we are looking at price fluctuating inside this triangle range. Whenever it's going to the upper trend line, it's acting as resistance. So the price is coming down, going to the support trend line and a bounce, and it keeps going on repeatedly. As of now, we are looking at the same pattern. The price is actually falling after testing the upper trend line as resistance, and now it's going towards support. We think that it can start falling further at 0.53 net. That's the next target for the May. That is where the price is falling for now. But if the price actually breaks below this lower trend line, and that is when this ascending triangle breakdown will be triggered. And when it gets triggered, and it has to be confirmed by a rise in volume. So whenever if you see price breaking below this lower trend line, and you constantly see the price, the volume also rising upward, then you can confirm a breakdown, and in this breakdown the price can fall by as much as the maximum height of the triangle. I mean, this is the rule of technical analysis regarding ascending triangles in downtrend, that the price, when they break below the lower trend line, they fall by as much as the maximum distance between the upper trend line and the lower trend line, which brings us to this target at 0.4461 if the price breaks out from this level. But if it breaks down at a later stage, let's say at the apex where the two trend lines are converging with each other, then the price can fall towards 0.4700. So this is the target range we are looking at for XRP in the coming weeks, probably by the end of June, and the price can fall toward either 0.477 or afterwards 0.444. That is between 11% to 15% drop from the current prices. Watch out on this one. Do not be very bullish on XRP in the coming times. It's not looking good at all, according to my opinion. The bearish analysis of XRP is done. Now we will move towards Piecoin, because many of our viewers from India were requesting me to analyze this token for them. So it is a very special request based analysis right now. I know that there is no enough volume right now for this token, but when your boss says that you have to do it, you have to do it. And you are my bosses. So you have to tell me in the future as well, which tokens do you want to be analyzed in the future? Comment and let us know. Man, this looks like a mess altogether. I mean, look at this Burj Khalifa pattern. Somebody just like pumped this shit so much and then dumped it so afterward. I mean, it's a clear sign of manipulation. I mean, why do you want to trade this token, guys? I mean, it can actually rob you off, you know that, right? I mean, if it really goes up and down with this much volatility, of course it can make many people rich. But you can understand that this is a hugely controlled situation. This should not happen. This should not happen. But anyway, you said it. I'm going to analyze it for you anyway, because I'm actually trying to be very civil about Piecoin, because even after this pump and dump, there's a certain pattern to be noted. There is this ascending trend line. Piecoin has not been able to break below this for a while, which is a good sign for support, because right now the price is actually trading near that support. If I totally rely on these previous bounces from this ascending trend line, I can safely say that the price will go up from here. But again, who are we talking about? We're talking about a token that went from around $30 to as high as $66, not even $110, like overnight. This is the token we are talking about. So can it listen to me? Can it listen to this analyst if it thinks that it's going to be bouncing from here and then going upward? It might not apply. There is a very risky proposition out there. If it has to work in the way it was supposed to work without any volatility, then yes, I can see the price bouncing from here, because this ascending trend line is also coinciding with this 0.382 Fibonacci retracement graph at $38.63. And it is the same as much level as this 100 and 200 EMAs. So now you have got 4 set of supports trying to push Piecoin upward, but towards where? You can see that at the same time, whenever the price bounces, it tries to attack this descending trend line resistance. As of late, like, there was of course a pump and dump, a very great anomaly in my opinion, but there have been multiple times that the price bounced and it tested the upper trend line here. There's a descending trend line resistance, and I think it's going to happen the same time. There's a very less margin here, which is why I think the price can rise from 38.63, go to 41.61. That coincides with 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. But that's it. That's all I can predict for now. It's a very random token. There are zero fundamentals actually supporting it. People are not looking into it that much. So it's a pretty deadly neutral game for now, because if it rises, it can even go, I don't know, man, to $54. But if it falls, then yeah, it can go to 28.9, this 0% Fibonacci. So it's a token to trade at your own risk. If you have the appetite, go ahead. If you don't, please stay away. Just make sure that you don't put too much money into the pie. Just invest whatever that you can afford to lose. All right, so I'll move to the next token, that is Toncoin. Let's talk about Telegram's very own native token, Toncoin, which has been performing like crazy this year. So yeah, let's jump to the analysis. Look at this beautiful chart. Look at this beautiful rally in the 2024. I mean, Toncoin is rocking. It has to be one of my favorite tokens to be investing in right now because of so many amazing news this company Telegram is giving us. They recently gotten into in-game currencies, and before that there was an announcement that they might do an IPO soon. And they are also, by the way, getting into Dubai, and they are seeking some sort of licensing there. So I think there can be more announcements coming in the future from Telegram, which might benefit Toncoin a lot from here. Let's just focus on the technical parameters. We have the same indicators. We have the 350, we have 50 EMA, we have 100 EMA, and we have 200 EMA acting as support. The price is above it, which is quite bullish. It's quite neutral at 50. RSI is quite neutral. So neither the buyers nor the sellers are in control right now. The price is actually beginning to trend inside a descending triangle pattern in an uptrend, which is a bullish continuation signal. That's a breakout target for this descending triangle breakout range. If it happens, good, but there are more probability that the price will actually drop from here to test the lower trend line of this triangle range. That coincides with the 100 EMA wave here, that is near 5.14. So I think the price will fluctuate in this triangle range for a while before breaking out of this triangle altogether. So this continuation pattern can be resolved when the price breaks out and it accompanies a large volume. Once it does, then the price can rise by as much as the height of this triangle, as of this chart. If it breaks out tomorrow, let's say with good volumes, that can reach 11.27. If it wants to take time for that breakout, and if it wants to go to this very end of the apex where the two trend lines of this triangle meet, then the breakout can take the price to 8.28, also an attractive figure. So it can be anywhere between $8 to $11.25 in the future. Let's say by June. That's going to be my target. Based on the fundamentals I've just told you, Toncoin is actually one of the best tokens to be invested in for this time. Lots of things are coming from their part. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll of course keep updating you about the Toncoin news on our website www.coinchapter.com. Please visit us there. We are covering Toncoin there proactively, so you can actually get your cues about the fundamentals from there. But for now, yes, it's looking quite good. So this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and keep telling us that what we should be analyzing in the future for you guys. If you want any tokens to be analyzed even further than technical analysis, if you want on-chain and fundamental included, then also please let us know. We will be more than happy to research the on-chain data for you and bring you more relevant information so that you can decide where to buy or sell a token. So keep watching, stay tuned, subscribe to us, hit the subscribe button, like this video, go to our Facebook, be around us so that we can know how we can serve you better, because this is how this relationship has to grow. I really need to listen to you so I can provide to you in the same manner. I have all but my ears and eyes over this market just for you guys. So please stay in touch, and I'll be waiting for your responses in the future. All right, stay tuned. Mwah. Bye.